Hi, I'm Mary Kay at Backbone Valley Nursery with our third segment of Ask the Expert. Our question this week is, what can we plant this time of year? And Molly and I are going to work together. Molly is going to be telling you about fall annuals, cool season annuals, and I will be telling you about seeding. And here's Molly.
All right, so people ask what can they plant this time of year. This is a great time of year for color plants. You have a lot of selection. Just behind me, we have the beautiful violas. They're related to the pansies. You can plant violas, you can plant pansies, snapdragons, stock, calendula, dianthus, so cyclamen. So there's a lot of selection of really beautiful blooming plants that you can utilize in the garden right now for sun and shade. Some are even slightly deer resistant, like snapdragons. So there's an option. Yes, yay! Deer resistant is always great.
I like that.
So a lot of good color plants. You can plant them in mass, or you can plant them in color bowls. You can do them in containers, hanging baskets. So your yard can be just as colorful in the fall as it is in the spring. And now I was going to tell you about a few little tricks. When you plant the pansies especially, they're heavy feeders, so it's good to use a good organic fertilizer. Fox Farm Fruit and Flower, Ladybug Flower Power, or Microlife 846 are excellent choices. This is also a really great time of year to use seaweed. This is Fox Farm Kelp Me Kelp You, which is an excellent product to use on your blooming plants. It helps them kind of toughen up and strengthen the cell wall so that they have a better survivability rate when it is cold. So that said, Mary Kay is going to talk about some things that you can do from seed right now.
We have a lot of people coming in wanting to know about wildflower seeds, and it's sometimes hard to remember that those beautiful wildflowers that you see in the spring need to be planted way ahead of time. So fall is the time. It's usually September, October, November. October is the prime month, in my opinion. And bluebonnets are probably the very best sellers. You can buy them in larger packs. We get ours from Native American Seed, or we have small packs from Botanical Interests. Both of these are unscarified seed, and this means they have not been treated in any way. Scarification is the process of nicking the seed coat or wearing down the seed coat artificially in a way that nature would do naturally by wind, rain, and the elements to allow the seeds to imbibe water and germinate. That said, when you plant unscarified bluebonnets, you'll find that you're not going to get 100% germination. You might only get 25% germination the first year. This is nature's way of ensuring longevity of the species, because you might not have enough rain this winter to have all the seeds germinate. And so next year you'll have a bigger stand, and the next year more. And after 3 to 4 years of planting a lot of seeds and having them come up every year and reseeding, you'll have a very good stand. If you do want to scarify them, I've found the easiest way. You can either rub them between sandpaper just a little bit, or you can freeze them overnight, and then in the morning pour boiling hot water over them immediately and let them stand for a few hours before sowing. If you do that, that means they're all going to germinate, and you're going to have to keep them watered. So be aware that if you don't have irrigation or a way to get water to them consistently during the germination process, don't scarify. Just let nature take its course. They'll come up as they will. You want to choose a place in your yard that you will not want to mow in the spring. After they bloom, it takes about 6 to 8 weeks for the seeds to mature. They should be rattling in the pods. Then you can mow them, you can collect them, whatever you want to do. Preparing the soil is pretty easy on the bluebonnets if you have an area that's not too weedy. That you can dedicate, maybe some place around your mailbox or some part of a flower bed that you're not using. All you have to do is kind of, if you have grass there, you can mow the grass very low and then scatter the seeds and get the seed in contact with the soil. You can walk them in, you can pat them in, you can roll them in, but I just usually scatter them around, then I walk all over the area and kind of tamp them in. So bluebonnets are very easy, and as long as you have patience for them to keep reseeding themselves from year to year, you'll have a nice stand. very quickly, we also have some other wonderful choices. The orange California poppy is one of my favorites. It is native to California, but it does very well here, and it is a perennial here. The Flanders poppy, you probably all heard of, Flanders Field, the poem, and the Icelandic poppy. These also can be sown from seed right now. Again, you scatter the seed. You do need to water these. 2 of them are annuals, and this one, the orange, is a perennial. But you know, water regularly throughout the winter and you'll have a better stand in the spring, and these are absolutely gorgeous. In addition, they're deer resistant. The last one is one of my very favorites, called larkspur. Larkspur can get about as tall as I am. We have many different colors. They're biennial, just like the bluebonnet. When you plant the seed in the fall, you keep it watered. It comes up as a little, very, very fine-leafed, tiny little plant, and it will stay pretty tiny throughout the winter. And in the spring and March, it just pops up, and it gets tall very fast. And you have gorgeous. You can have fields of this, or you can just, you know, again, around your mailbox, in one corner of your yard, in an empty part of your flower bed. It will reseed every year, so it's another good one, and it's deer resistant. So we have 3 deer resistant seeds that we can plant: the poppies, the bluebonnets, and larkspur.
All right.
For Ask the Expert, Mary Kay and Molly, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.